Daru types my phone's mail address into the X68000's keyboard. Okay. We decided Mayuri was going to be the one to send the emails. She started typing on her phone. Okay. Now we're using her phone connected to the phone wave. We set the microwave timer to 60 seconds and press start. Even though the door has been removed, the microwave runs like always. Okay, well, let's see. Now it's gonna be like 2 days and a half in the past when it's gonna be sent. And is it automatically gonna be sent in the past? Yep, the discharge phenomenon occurs. And Mayuri's mail goes through the phone wave instead of the change's dedicated phone to mine. Okay, so it wasn't like Rintaro's phone was not even necessary to be plugged in the phone when in order for the discharge to happen. Like any phone works as long as it's connected to the phone wave. So I guess there is nothing special about Rintaro's phone. Tuturu. ナユシだ。
これは
Yeah. Mayaka stares at my phone in what I assume is disbelief, though it's hard to tell given her lack of expression.
どうだこれで電話レンジカッコ仮が紛れもなくタイムマシンだと分かっただろう。
Mayaka just keeps staring at my phone. My goodness, she's so pretty. I mean, what? Part-time warrior's voice comes from outside the window. I decide to ignore her. Mr. Brown is one thing, but she doesn't scare me at all.
さて、ラボメンの諸君。
I assemble all the lab members, including Moeka, for a meeting.
第73回円卓会議を始めようと思う。
昨日は第66回だったぞ。間の6回はどこに消えた？
It doesn't matter. Hold on. Shiny finger? What's our round table conference? Tell me. Yeah, we will. In a little bit.
細かいことを気にするとは器の小さいやつめ。だからクリスティーナは助手止まりなのだ。
だから私は助手でもクリスティーナでもないとあれほど。
I ignore Krios' complaints and proceed.
オペレーションウルド第一段階では D メールが送れること D メールの性能について検証した。
We discovered that we could only send up to 36 English characters. Operation Word. Sounds military.
今日の実験では作戦を第2段階へと進め、この D メールをより実践的に使ってみようと思う。
実践的か。朝に届くようにしておはようオカリンってちゃんと見てもらえるようにするんだね。
そんなわけがあるか。そんなものはチラシの裏にでも書いておけ。
チラシの裏じゃオカリンに届かないよ。
俺が言っている実践的というのはすなわち
Yeah, like what would be like the applications? Like you sound sure is funny. Yeah, she sure is. Well, Christ, like practical applications. Like that would mean like quite a few things. Like we send something in the past to remind us of something, or to be careful of an event that will happen so we can plan things like better. Like, hey, on this day it's raining, so we can't do this or can't do that. Ooh, so many applications. I take a short pause to look at all 4 members, then I lower my voice.
過去を変えられるかどうかだ。
Shock ripples through the room.
ちょっと待って、そんなの危険すぎる。あんた神にでもなったつもり？
Well, kinda. Change the past. I wanna try. Yeah, we sure are gonna try. If we're gonna be doing so much stuff here.
おや、助手よ。何が危険だというのだ？
タイムパラドックスよ。もしも仮にパラドックスが発生した瞬間に世界が吹き飛んだら、あんたどうするつもり？
その時は俺もお前も死んでいるだろ
う。そんな無責任な考えで過去を変えようなんてふざけてるの？まさかあんた本気で世界に混沌をどうたらとかを実行に移そうとしてるんじゃないでしょうね。
いやいや、それはないわ。マキセ氏、オカリンの言うことはもっと適当に受け流しておけ。
I mean, let's hope. Let's hope that it's not gonna get to his head like too much. What's this about chaos? Are you a bad guy, Okabe-kun? Again, Rintaro, lower your chinibyo-ness. We don't want to give Moeka like a bad impression here.
そう？
大丈夫だよ。オカリンはね、本当はとってもいい人なんだから。
俺に対する評価など聞いてはいないが、クリスティーナの疑問には答えておこう。
I disagree. You won't let me the IBM 5100, Nini. Well, we're not gonna give you, and that's that. You're gonna work with us together on the IBM 5100, and that's that.
確かに俺の野望は世界に混沌をもたらすことだ。しかし、それを実行に移すにはあまりにも準備が足りなさすぎる。ましてや、18文字しか送れないメールではできることなどほとんどないだろう。ゆえに今回は俺の野望、プロジェクトカオティックについてはひとまず置いておく。
プロジェクトカオティック。思いつき？
マキセ氏正解。
イエス。
たった今思いついてとりあえず行ってみたっていうオチかと。オカリンっていつもそうなんだよな。
俺を分析するな、ダルン。あとそこの助手、正解したかのようなガッツポーズはよせ。俺をバカにしてるのか。
Wakabe-kun's funny too. Yep. Everybody here is funny.
ねえねえ、それじゃあ実践的な使い方ってどんな使い方なのかな。
過去を変える具体的内容について詳しく。
まずこれはあくまで検証実験だということを忘れるな。過去を変えられるかどうかを確かめられればそれでいいのだから、変える事象は些細なことで問題ない。
岡部、あんたバタフライ効果って知ってる？
Oh, don't you tell me.
もちろんだ。
I never heard of the butterfly effect. Everyone's so smart. I can't follow the conversation. Well, don't worry. Mayuri right over here is doing her best. She's following the conversation in her own way, so I'm sure that you will pick up soon enough, Moeka.
ああ、あれっしょ。風が吹けばオケアが儲かるってやつ。
え？あ、いや、それは同じ意味のようだけど違うような。
北京で蝶が羽ばたくとニューヨークで嵐が起きるだろ？
そうそう、それカオス理論の一つ。
Well, the theory that even if something can be expressed with a simple formula, it is hard to perfectly predict its outcome. However, this doesn't mean that the result is random. It means that the slightest variation in initial conditions can cause a wildly diverging outcome. This theory only applies to long-term predictions. So here's the thing, because I don't know if I actually talked about this. If not, this is going to be the first time that we talked about this. When when the Makise sent us like all these messages, like the letters were like the emails were already open, meaning that while we in the current time we see these as like for like the first time, including Rintaro, it implies that in the past Rintaro has already opened these like 5 days earlier, more than likely, when he has received these. Now we're opening these as if it is the first time, but it's more than likely that Rintaro of the past has already opened this, but we just don't remember. So it goes with Makisa's theory of how like the timeline is reconstructing itself, including like altering Rintaro's memories so that he doesn't remember that stuff, because he would create like some paradox slash contradiction and such. So it kind of goes with her theory that no matter what, it alters and changes so that the timeline still remains stable in a way, I guess. When it comes to much bigger stuff, maybe? I don't know. So each time that we're setting something, like the timeline is being altered, whether it is the current timeline that is being altered or we are going into a completely different new timeline, reconstructed from the first timeline. Yeah, I think I actually talked about this before. So now the question is, when it comes to much bigger stuff that we could cause by changing the past, we don't know.
つまりあんたの言う些細なことでも意図的に変えれば未来に重大な影響を及ぼすかもしれない。
Like, let's say that we send some email in the past that would prevent a big scale war to happen. What would happen then? Would it be the same, that like we would alter like the timeline and things are gonna be like all hunky-dory, or is that gonna create like a chaos like somewhere else? Like it's gonna disturb the timeline like so much that things are gonna break.
その責任をどう取るつもり？
タイターはこう言っていた。世界は多世界解釈で成り立っていると。
だから過去を変えてもいいって？あんなうさんくさい自称タイムトラベラーの妄想を信じるの？
Yeah, she's probably gonna ask about many worlds interpretation. Many worlds? You mean there are more worlds just like this one? I don't believe it. Yeah. It's quite a quirky theory, Mayaka, that's for sure.
妄想だと証明できるのか？
妄想をよりどころにして行動した結果、取り返しのつかないことになったらどうするのかって言ってる。
Well, I guess we're gonna ask God, like upstairs, for apology. I don't know. I don't think this argument is going anywhere. True. Chris and I glare at each other. For some reason, I always end up getting emotional whenever I argue with this impertinent assistant of mine. Such weakness is befitting of an insane mad scientist. I need to calm down.
クリスティーナよ。お前は以前こう言っていたな。仮説を積み上げて理論が観測されたとき、それは本物になる。そうやって現代物理学は宇宙のすべての真実を理解すると矛盾しているぞ。
いいえ、してない。この電話レンジの原理にはまだ仮説すら構築されていない。今の私たちは手探り状態と言える。こんな状態で過去を変えてみようなんてリスクが大きすぎる。せめてもうちょっと調べてからにすべき。
Oh, so she's not unconditionally opposed?
実は試してみたくてうずうずしているのではないか？
そんなこと。
Kurisu quickly looks away.
そもそも助手よ。お前は電話レンジカッコ仮はタイムマシンではないと思いたがっていたのではなかったかな？タイムマシンでないなら過去を変えることなどできない。それが証明できるかもしれないのに なぜ否定する？
うるさいな。
それにタイムパラドックスのことを言うならばセルンはどうだ？奴らはすでに100人以上の人間を過去に送り込んでいる。タイムパラドックスの一つや二つ起きていても不思議ではない。
CERN? Did you say CERN? Yep. Indeed.
あんな非人道的な実験をしてる連中と同じレベルまで落ちるつもり？
人体実験などしないしできないのだから安心しろ。
ねえねえ。
Suddenly, Mayuri raises her hand. She was staring blankly at us this whole time, so I'm a bit surprised.
オカリンオカリン、あのね、マユシーはよくわかんないんだけど、過去を変えるって何をどう変えるの？
Finally, some constructive conversation.
では答えよう。俺がこの作戦において何をしたいかというと、宝くじを当てるのだ。
Everyone except for Moeka stares at me open-mouthed. I mean...
僕は賛成。金があれば PC パーツ買えるし、メイクインにも行きまくれるじゃん。むしろ試さない方がおかしいっしょ。
I'm in favor of it too. That's my super haka. Hehe.
現金だな、オカリン。マユシーは悲しいです。
I mean, come on, Mayuri. With all that money, you can buy as many chicken number one for your entire life.
もっとね、世界が平和になる方法とかを考えるべきじゃないかな。
Like, destroying CERN. You are right, Mayuri.
例えばね、世界中のすべての人がウーパクッションを持っているようにするとか。
That too.
世界が平和にだと？なんだその偽善は。
We're gonna topple CERN, destroy the evil organization, and after we do that, we climb the biggest building in Japan, and we're gonna be throwing Upa plushies in the air for everybody to get, like, on the ground.
俺を誰だと思っている？狂気のマッドサイエンティスト。
岡部、志が低すぎ。
I'm surrounded by ideas.
そもそも趣旨を履き違えるな。世界平和だとか志など知ったことではない。これは過去を変えられるかどうかを確かめる実験なのだ。最も分かりやすいのは宝くじを当てられるか当てられないかだろ
う。でも最大の目的はお金だろ。
金を手に入れればこんなオンボロビルからもおさらばだ。大ビルか UPX に事務所を構えてやる。
ほら、やっぱり
綺麗事ではないのだよ。事務所を移れば開花のムキムキ店長の影に怯えず実験もやり放題。金があれば未来ガジェットに使える研究費も確保できる。それに例えば100万円あればマユリの大好きなバナナはトラックの荷台が山盛りになるほど買えるのだぞ。
True enough. We can buy as many juicy chicken number one for the rest of our lives. Me, I can buy as many games as I want. I get quite a lot of help in 3D animations as much as I want. A lot of arts for my 3D projects. And what else? Fuck, there's like quite a lot of... I could get like assistants for like video editing and 3D works and such. My god.
トラックの荷台
まゆりさん、このゴーツくばりに惑わされないで。
黙れセレブセブンティーン。
セレンディピティ
Celeb 17. Wait, what?
セレブセブンティーン。
何よそれ。
親の金でホテル住まいをしている分際で人のことをゴーツくばりなどと言うな。
I mean, he may be spitting a little bit there. Karisu puts on a sulky expression. I'm 18 now, she protests, but I ignore her. It doesn't matter if she's 18. Celeb 17 sounds better.
萌香さん、あなたはどう思いますか？
I mean, maybe I'm the only one who is thinking this way, but besides doing the right thing and stopping CERN and evil organization and all that, as we're progressing through the story, how about we also use this for a little bit of selfishness? Let's win the lottery and become rich as well. On top of that, as long as we don't get too far with it and create chaos and all that, as long as we stop the bad guys and all that. How about we do a little bit of lottery winning and all that, and we can buy as many things as we want. That will be like an interesting spin to the story. Whatever my assistant was trying, it didn't work. I have no idea what Moika is thinking, but I'll treat her lack of opposition as approval.
不満があるならば代案を出すがいい。過去が変わったと分かりやすく認識できる些細な事象だ。何かあるか？
私が今泊まっているホテルを変えてみる。
In what way? Kurisa's voice lacks conviction.
俺たちには全く無関係な話だ。セレブ17は品川だろうがウグイス谷だろうがどこへでも好きに移ればいい。
そんな言い方しなくてもいいだろ。
っていうか、なぜにウグイス谷？
あそこにはラブホ街が。
そういうくだらないこと言ってると、ロボトミー手術してあんたの前頭葉をかき出すぞ。
Didn't I just joke about that earlier? Holy crap. A lobotomy? That's scientist territory. I mean, I guess I also joked about that because I have been on a Yakuza binge recently, and that has a lot to deal with like love hotels and such sometimes. Well, maybe not a lot, but God, like so much like hostess clubs kind of deals / mini games and all that in each freaking Yakuza game. It's like insane. To a point where sometimes I'm getting tired of that kind of stuff, but I digress. A surgical brain treatment for mental disorders. A small hole is made in the skull and the frontal lobe is severed with a long scalpel. There are cases where this technique has cured mental disorders, enough to earn the inventor a Nobel Prize. However, the technique has also caused serious side effects, including loss of humanity. By the 1970s, many countries had banned the process. Oh yeah, we've heard stories like that in like my previous adventures with a person that has dealt with that kind of stuff in their own story and all that. I'm maybe not well versed, but I've heard about that sort of stuff in recent times.
じゃあいつも買ってるジューシー唐揚げナンバーワンを若鶏一口唐揚げに変えてみるとかかな。
A different brand?
まゆりは一生唐揚げをむさぼっていろ。
Guys, you're thinking small. Come on, splurge a little bit. Silence descends upon us. Kurisa and Mayuri are still thinking, but I doubt they'll come up with anything good. As for Moika, I can't tell what she's thinking, or if she's ever thinking at all. She's just staring at her phone, motionless. She's not even typing for a change. Daru has already declared his support for me. Now he's browsing more at news sites, as if this whole thing doesn't concern him.
結局、タイムマシンを前にしても思いつくことはそれほどない。 ということだ。お前たちの想像力も実に大したことがないな。代案がなければ俺の案を採用する。
Chryso frowns, but she doesn't raise any more complaints. As I thought, she too wants to know if we can change the past. She's a scientist through and through. And if I'm not mistaken, she has a bit of a mad in her too. I take out my phone and put it to my ear.
俺だ。これよりオペレーションウルドを第2段階に移行する。ああ、問題ない。責任はすべてこの法王院京馬が取る。迷惑はかけんさ。そうだ。これが俺の選択であり、同時にシュタインズゲートの選択でもある。聖戦は間近だ。エル、プサイ、コングル。
El Psy Kongru. Have faith in us, Metal Lord Upa. I put my phone away and look at my lab limbs.
では、作戦開始。
Nobody moves a muscle. They just look at each other.
開始って言われても具体的に何をすればええの？
Though, hold on a second. We don't really have like, now that I'm thinking about it, we don't really have like any practical uses for this so far because, as I said before, like the way we send the emails, we're sending the emails in the past, yeah, but only now we are being aware of what is written like inside of these emails in the first place. Like, as I said before, maybe there's this theory that Chryso talked about how the timeline is changing, which includes the memories of Rintaro, which includes not remembering these change ETA with timer 1 sec equals 1 hour. Okay, I guess I missed that. So let's say that we they announce the winners of the lottery like tonight, let's say 8, and then we send an email in the past like of the winning numbers. It doesn't really change like anything besides that we only receive like the numbers like right now. Now granted, this could help with a Rintaro of the past, which would benefit like a completely different Rintaro in a completely different timeline, but not us specifically. The only way that this would help would be if, let's say, like any second from now, we are gonna get like an email from Rintaro in the future with the winning numbers for the lottery, but we are not. How is that gonna work? Because we are only sending stuff in the past, and that's not gonna help us. The only way it's gonna help us is if we are fully aware of the winning numbers from a Rintaro of the future. So, now that I'm thinking about it, it's kind of, like the time machine right now is kind of pointless, isn't it? What are we supposed to do with this right now?
俺に指示されなければ何もできないのか。
まずは宝くじを買ってこなくちゃ。
いえ、過去の当選番号を手に入れればいいのよ。
その通りだ、セレブ17。よくわかっているじゃないか。
セレブ17言うな。
つうかさ、宝くじにもいろいろ種類があるっしょ。ここはやっぱ夢のサマージャンボ行くしかなくね？
Okay.
それね、こないだテレビの CM で見たよ。
当選発表はされたのか？
来週か再来週だったはず。
それでは意味がないではないか。D メールは過去にしか送れないのだぞ。
ああ、そうだよな。じゃあサマージャンボの抽選日まで待つとか。
本末転倒だ。 サマージャンボにこだわるな。一番近い時期に当選発表が行われた宝くじを探すのだ。
ふむ、ちょっとググってみるわ。
Meanwhile, Kurisu is thinking hard.
例えば未来から当選番号が送られてきたとして、私は信じるかしら。
あのね、マユシーはそもそも宝くじの買い方知らないな。
そうよね。10代の女の子は宝くじは買わないと思う。
萌香は買ったことは？
When I called Moeka, standing alone in the corner of the room, her shoulders twitch. Then she shakes her head a little bit. She does?
オカリンは買ったことあるの？
She did?
ロト6を1回だけやったことがある。
I didn't even get a penny.
お、ロト6ならちょうどいいかも。あれって確か当選番号を毎週発表してるし。
A quick search reveals that Lotto 6 announces winning numbers every Thursday. And today is Tuesday. They've also posted last week's first through 7th place numbers on their homepage.
この当たり番号を D メールで送るの？
そういうことだ。もちろんこれがロト6の当選番号だと補足してだが、
先週の一等だと2億とか。
200 million yen! What? 200 million? I think my heart skipped a bit there.
いや待て、一等はまずい。
なんで？
2億はさすがにビビっちゃうわよね。
いやそうでもなく、一等は目立ちすぎる。
は？
わからないのか。俺は期間に追われている身なのだぞ。もしロト6で一等を出してマスコミから取材を受けることになってみろ。立ちどころに存在が知られてしまうことになる。
True.
ならんわ。
じゃあマユシーが当選したことにすればいいんじゃないかな。
ダメだ。オペレーションウルト第2段階はそこのセレセブが言ったようにリスクがあるのも事実。
セレセブって略すなよ。
責任は取るという意味で、俺が当選者とならなければ。
まさかあんた金を自分のものにしたいだけじゃなかろうな。
I ignore Step Sev's remark. The prospect of pocketing 200 million is certainly appetizing, but that would be too big a change to the past. Okay, well, at least not we're not being too hungry for like money and total chaos. We are being protectful of this. We are being careful of this. Just like Seb said, we can't ignore the butterfly effect. We should flap our wings as softly as possible. I'm not scared of anything, really.
というわけで、ここは目立ちすぎずに2等を狙ってみようと思うのだが、ダリオ、2等の賞金は？
前回の配当金だと2300万円。
3等を狙ってみようと思うのだが。
それだと70万まで減るけど。
それでいい。その辺が妥当だろ
う。岡部って結構チキンね。
さっきまでタイムパラドックスのリスクを心配していたとは思えない言い草だな、セレセブよ。
Yeah, now Kurisu herself is hungry for the money as well. It sounds appetizing, yeah.
お願いだからその呼び方やめて。せめて助手にして。それに私はあんたの考え方に納得はしてない。
リスクを考えて多すぎず少なすぎずの絶妙な金額を設定しようとしているのに、お前の方がよほどごつくばりだぞ。
どうだか。
I decide to let Slip Sev have the last word.
70万円だとバナナはトラックの2台山盛りになるかな。
We sure can? Nobody said anything about using the entire dividend on bananas. But it looks like Mayuri tends to do so. Let's ignore the glutton for now.
3等なら数字を5個的中させる必要があるを。
Last week's 6 numbers were 0, 2, 12, 19, 34, 45, and 40. The bonus number was 08. First prize is for matching all 6 numbers. Second prize is for matching 5 numbers plus the bonus number. Third prize is for matching only 5 numbers.
萌えかよ。新たにラボメンとなったお前に最初の任務を与える。
Moeka stares at me. She clearly didn't expect her name to be called.
D メールとして送る文面を考えてもらおう。何も知らない1週間前の俺にロト6を買おうと思わせるような文章を考えてくれ。
私が
メールマンなのだからそういうのは得意だろ。
Moeka doesn't seem that interested, but she nods. We set the phone wave Neisato to change to forward to my phone.
先週の木曜日っていうことは5日前か。 D メールはそこに送るの？
Kurisu puts on her lab coat before checking the phone attached to the phone wave Neisato to change.
抽選日が5日前だからそれより前に買っとかないとダメじゃね。
だったら1週間前ね。7日は168時間だからちょっと調整して170シャープでセットしましょう。
170シャープと。
Moeka has finished typing the email into my phone. 021219444546 by Lotto 6, sure to win. We replace the number 40 with 37. This way we won't get first or second prize.
まあこんなものだろうな。
We can only send 36 bytes. There's only so much we can say.
なんだかとってもうさんくさいね。
作り直す。
I stopped Moeka from erasing the mail.
これでいい。他にやりようがないだろう。確かにうさんくさいがな。
大丈夫だよ。むしろね、オカリンはうさんくさいものが大好きだからぴったりだと思うな。
Congratulations, Rentaro. You have corrupted the innocent, incorruptible Mayuri. Congratulations, you finally managed it. You scum. That's not entirely incorrect. It feels like she's making fun of me. In any case, our preparations are complete. It's hard to believe that this is all it takes to send emails to the past.
さて、シュタインズゲートを開くときだ。
前から気になってたんだけど、そのシュタインズゲートって何なの？
Yeah, like what is that?
オカリンの口癖なんだよね。
シュタインズゲートはシュタインズゲートだ。それ以上でも以下でもない。
Alright.
説明になってない。
いちいち水を差すな。今考えるべきはそこではないだろう。
Don't worry. The story will give it a meaning, eventually. Even if it has none right now. I place my finger on the send button. My hands are shaking. I fight to keep them steady.
じゃあレンジ起動させるぜよ。
I saw hard. The turntable begins to spin backwards as the microwave comes to life. The timer ticks down. 163, 162, 161. Change the past. It seems very simple to do, but just like Kurisu said, there's no telling what might happen. I said I'd take responsibility, But that was just talk. Alright, well, either it's gonna be useless, just like I said, or we're gonna have like a room entirely filled with bananas. Let's see. If a time paradox does occur, it could do irreparable damage to the world I know. 150, 149, 148. How am I supposed to take responsibility for that? I mean, we're basically playing God right over here with this stuff. Lightning crackles in the air around us. It's working. All I need to do is press the send button. 136, 135, 134. I can't stop now. I want to see what lies beyond. Curiosity pushes me forward. There's no way this will destroy the world. There's no way. 122, 121, 120.
L 臭いコングル
May the Lord Upa, please have mercy on us. I press the button. My phone displays a flying mail animation of the words sending mail. 116, 115. Oh god. A wave of vertigo washes over me. It feels as if my feet have left the ground. Oh god. Now we are transported into a different timeline. Oh god. Oh no, Mayushi herself is now a banana girl! Suddenly my vision blurs and everything turns monochrome. Banana is Prepo! Everyone is a banana in this timeline. Is the ground shaking? Every cell in my body is screaming. This is wrong.
オカリどうかした？
My weird voice brings me to my senses. I realize the color has returned to the world. What was that just now?
大丈夫？
Mayu waves her hand in front of my face. After blinking several times, I notice I'm standing stock still, gripping my phone. And my phone should be displaying mail sent, but it's not. Instead, it's showing the normal standby display. Something isn't right here. I look around. I'm inside the lab. The phone wave, name subject to change, isn't on. When I send the mail, the timer read 115. In other words, it should still be running for about 2 more minutes. Yet now, the phone wave, name subject to change, is silent. I scan the room. Other things feel wrong. Just a few seconds ago, Dad was sitting in front of the X68000, but now he's sitting in front of the launch computer. Did he teleport? At least, I don't remember seeing Dad get up and move to the lounge. Kurisu is sitting cross-legged on a sofa, reading a massive technical book. She should be in the development room too. Moeka is standing at the edge of the development room. Nothing particularly different about her. Mayuri is next to me, looking at me with a confused expression. This is wrong.
マユリ俺は何分ぐらいここに立っていた？
どういうこと？
いいから教えてくれ。
30秒ぐらいじゃないかな。
30秒？本当か？
Ah, great. Okay, well, I guess this happened. Now, what I assume happened is now we replaced a different Rintaro's consciousness. We jumped into another Rintaro's consciousness in a timeline where I assume we've won the lottery?
急に電話レンジちゃんのところに歩いて行ったかと思ったら、携帯を取り出してね、すごくハーハー言い始めて。
Okay.
マユシ、今の言葉、もう一度よろう。
Daru, shut up. This is important. Daru calls out from the lounge.
すごくハーハー言い始めて。
はあはあってとこだけリピート。
はあはあ。
もっと色っぽく。
Daru!
やめなさい、変 たい。
Chris and Daro exchanging their usual banter. How can these guys be so calm? Okay, so going back to what I was discussing before, maybe it's a case of whether the change in timeline is important or not, because with the other experiments we sent like useless emails that don't really change much in the timeline, therefore we still stayed. Rintaro's consciousness stayed in that timeline and doesn't remember the changes of the past. But I guess because this was too big of a change, now we went... Like, in the past, with the first experiments, we may have created other timelines with emails of other Rintaros who have suddenly gotten, like, emails of these random emails, like, what is this? Like, Okabe is an airhead? Who sent this? At a point where maybe he was not even aware of like Kurisu was not even a lab mem yet, and now we, because of the lottery and such, now we are in a timeline where this changed. Did we even win like a lottery at all here, or how? I just sent a mail that may have changed the past. Why are they interested in the result?
そうだ。メールは
I quickly check my mail. So, well, I guess we still got these. Okay. Yeah. We have the winning numbers. Sure to win. Yeah.
メールは1週間前に届いている。
何のこと？
金はロト6は当たったのか？
I search my memories, but turn up nothing. Okay. So we still have no memory of, like, anything of that sort. Well, it would make sense if the Rintaro of this timeline was aware and he won. It's just that now we replaced his consciousness, this timeline's Rintaro, with our current Rintaro's consciousness, and we're not even aware. So the winner of the lottery of this timeline, the Rintaro, he's just gone. Oh boy. Sure reminds me of somebody else who had like a similar experience in the past right now. No memories of buying a ticket. No memories of winning third place. Nothing.
そこのセレセブよ。俺は3等を当てたか。
I mean, the thing is, even if this Rintaro, our Rintaro, doesn't have like any memories, he still won, so we technically should have the money, right?
だからセレセブって言うな。で、3等って何のことよ。
何？
Again, this feeling of disconnect. I approach Kurisu, who's lounging on the sofa.
今何と言った？
何よ。
今何と言ったんだ？
Kurisu glares back at me.
文句あるの？私が何を言おうと勝手。
そうではなく、3等って何のことと言っただろう。ロト6の3等だ。
は？
Kurisu gives me a puzzled look. It doesn't seem like she's messing with me.
誰？俺はたった今、ロト6の当たり番号を電話レンジカッコ借りて送った。そうだな。おお！
Daro's eyes light up.
その発想はなかったわ。もしかして D メールでその方法を使えば僕ら億万長者じゃね？
Okay, so in this timeline, we are experimenting in this. I mean, the proof is that we still have like our inbox filled with this sort of stuff. So we did like time machine experiments in this as well. It's just that we are in a timeline where Rintaro apparently has not told anybody about this strange email from himself with the winning tickets, nor did we ever discuss it with the rest of the members of this winning lottery plan.
PC パーツ買えるしメイクインにも行きまくれる。ひょー みなぎってきた。
This is wrong.
マユリ、バナナでトラックの荷台を満杯にするって喜んでたよな。
トラックの荷台？誰が満杯にするの？
This is wrong. I look at Moeka. She's staring at the floor like usual, but I don't miss the confused glance she throws my way.
待て待て、たった今オペレーションウルドの第2段階を実行に移しただろ。
第2段階って過去を変えられるかどうか確かめる実験のことでしょ？
そうだ、そのことだ。
Yeah.
だから今みんなで考えてるんじゃん。
何？
どんな内容を送れば過去が変わったかわかるだろうねって。
Okay, so if I'm understanding this, we actually got sent into a different timeline slash in the past to this kind of discussion before Rintaro would think about the winning lottery ticket plan as such. So not much has changed except for this email of the past. Except that, like, we were literally sent back in the past before Rintaro would give his plan with a lottery ticket. Besides that, not much has changed.
でもオカリンが言ったロト6のアイディアはグッジョブと言わざるを得ない。
Oh, okay, so Rintaro has actually talked about this as well, so...
でもそんなの現金だってマユシーは思うな。あ、現金は現金でもね、ユキチさんいっぱいっていう意味じゃなくて。
そこは説明しなくてもわかると思う。
本当？よかった。でね、現金だからもっと世界が平和になりますようにみたいなのにしようよ。
Okay, so, I guess we're going back to that whole thing that I said about how... Well, the plan of using the winning lottery ticket apparently has failed. But instead, we actually sent Rintaro in the past. Like, to this point in the discussion. That's about it. So, yeah. Sending, like, the winning numbers in the past actually didn't help, like, whatsoever. Okay.
例えばね、世界中のすべての人がウーパクッションを持っているようにするととっても幸せだと思うよ。
それで幸せになるのはちびっことまゆしだけだろ、上皇。
What are these guys saying? They're acting like I never sent that email with the winning numbers. That's because that's how it is in this. Oh my.
こんにちは。
I didn't recognize you for a split second. The front door opens slowly, and Lukako sticks his head inside.
ルカくんだ。いらっしゃい。すみません。急にお邪魔してしまって。
Lukako bows his head apologetically. Mayuri, Kurisu, and Daru go into welcome mode. Moeka keeps staring at her phone. But I'm not in any condition to greet Lukako. I can't stop sweating. And it's certainly not because of the heat. I don't know what's going on anymore. Questions keep spinning around in my head.
ルカくん、マユシーのコス来てくれる気になったの？だったら嬉しいな。
Yeah, you know, this sort of becomes like a trend. Well, maybe not become, because it certainly has surely has been the case like years ago as well in the many adventures of the Grand on this channel, but in recent times, not just with Rintaro, but also some other character in Higurashi. I'm saying this for those who have not read Higurashi and are watching this, so I don't spoil, but like, it's really becoming a trend of going into a different timeline and noticing that things are a little bit different, but we're all the same. But by the end of it, you ask yourself, like, well, maybe not ask, but you certainly feel like all these questions like keep popping when it comes to being in an alternate timeline. Like, what does it do to your mind in these kinds of situations? We don't know, because in real life this stuff never happens.
いえ、そうじゃなくて。
なんだ
I reply mechanically, my mind still blank.
実は岡部さんじゃなくて京馬さんに謝らないといけないことが。
Well, you didn't do like your usual numbers with your Samidare or whatever it was called? What could he have to apologize for? Timidly, Loro holds out his hand, and there, between his fingers, is a Lotto 6 ticket. And the numbers are the same as the ones in my D-mail. I grab Lukako by his slender wrist.
ルカ子、お前これをどこで？
痛いですオカリルカ君をいじめちゃダメだよ。
Mayuri gets between us. I let go reluctantly.
岡部、あんたどうしたの？さっきからなんか変よ。
暑さでやられた？
ルカ子、すまなかった。だが教えてくれ。そのロト6の剣はどこで手に入れた？
僕、京馬さんに数字を教えてもらって。
Oh my god, okay, so we're clearly having a situation here with the Rintaro of the past from this timeline. Like, being given the numbers and all that and using them. It's just that I guess Rintaro gave the numbers to Lukako so that he would win, like, all the money. I think, in which case that's actually pretty sweet, Rintaro. Though I don't know the circumstances yet, so that's the first thing that came to mind. But in that case, okay, so this sort of stuff works. It's just that some other Rintaro would take advantage of it in most cases, except in this case, we take advantage of that, whereas the past Rintaro basically went away. Holy mother of God.
教えた。俺が。
In which case, now it begs the question, how come our Rintaro right over here from the previous timeline, we didn't get like any D-mails from future Rintaro, like at all? So that we would get we would take advantage of that in the previous timeline? Like, we didn't get like any of that. Luka nods with teary eyes.
京馬さんから当たるかもしれないからこの数字で買ってみろって言われて。
So, to come back to the conversation that we had before about how this would be useless, given that, okay, we're sending D-mails in the past and our phone registers like the D-mails from like 5 days ago, but we don't take advantage of that. Well, now we do. With the added caveat that we actually replace the Rintaro of the past in an alternate timeline for us to actually take advantage of the D-mail.